Alright, so with this deck here, guys, you could thin down to negative cards, okay? And I thought that was a really interesting principle. I was messing around with this deck last season, but I felt like, it wasn't the best time for it. In 10.8, it feels a lot more comfortable because a lot of decks are engine heavy and we have a lot of point slam. So what we want to do is we want to come out of the gate swinging early in round 1. We want to put up as much points as we can in the first few turns and maybe go for a tempo pass and have the opponent lose on even if they are on red coin, right? That's the thing. If they go second and they still have to pass because we put up 40 points in 3 turns, that feels pretty good. Then we can go and we can bleed in round 2 and we can build value for cards like Erendite. We can thin our deck down to essentially nothing going into round 3 and then take Magic Compass and be able to go and get a legendary card that wasn't in our starting deck as a reward for all of our thinning. So that's pretty interesting, right? You can go and take this and get something that we don't have, and you can see here we don't have a lot of things in our deck. So maybe it's Fukusha that we want to go and resurrect something, get a bunch of rain value, and get an engine on the board with, let's say, Greatsword, or maybe we want to go for hard removal with Junnid off of Fukusha, or we want to go and get some Swarm Punish with one of these here, or we want to just kind of answer a bunch of engines with Arnagod and split up, let's say, a bunch of Bloodthirst on the board with the rain from the half-roos and leader charges, right? So that could be pretty cool. We can go and take something like Canby if we know the last card in the opponent's hands a really good one. Let's say Regis in the Vampires matchup, we can go and have that discarded, or you play against the random Archgriffin deck or something like that. You're playing against Scoia'tael, they have a huge gourd finisher, not anymore, right? So you can get pretty creative with what you choose, and that's kind of the fun of the deck, right? This isn't a meta deck by any means, but it certainly can compete with a lot of those, strong decks going around right now. So the idea with the deck in round 1 is to come out swinging out of the gate as strong as you can, play cards like Coral to get the discard and get the damage engine of 2 points every time we take a discard. Follow that by the Burna, get additional couple discards. If we're fortunate enough, get the Heimei Scald for yet another discard. And you can see how that's going to pump out a huge amount of points. The more we play into the round, the more likely it is that Knickers will come out of our deck. We have the Roach that thins on the first turn, hopefully when we play the Coral, right? I say hopefully because we want to be able to draw the Coral, not because it won't thin out. It's going to thin out when we play our first gold card. So there's lots of things going around like that. If we're not fortunate enough to have that package with the discards in the round 1, being able to obviously throw out the Morkvarg and throw out the Skirmishers and get even more points that way, we can start off with something like the Greatsword package. So being able to put one of these down and use the leader charge as a reply to what the opponent plays first, and then use Megascopes and get a lot of inexpensive points, right? Every time we take a Megascope on a Greatsword, it's 10 points for 4 provisions. So I can't really think of much in the game that spits out more points for less cost than this little combination right here. So good stuff there. We have the Mushy Truffle Half-Root package as well that could save us an early, mid, or even late game, right? Being able to take this here, we get the 6 boost on the order, and then we get the Half-Root. When the Half-Roots are bonded, they play for 8 points instead of 6, so they average out at about 7 points each at 4. It's just a proactive play, and it's just a good point slam, so there's that package, right? And I got a couple techs in the deck as well. Power to get around defenders, Squirrel to get rid of the Echo cards. That's pretty much it. But yeah, guys, you play this however which way you need to, because there are some things that can go wrong. Maybe your hand gets bricked up a little bit early on in the game. You can certainly mulligan back things like Roach and Knickers later. You don't have to play bricks from hand because we have a couple different strategies. One thing to keep in mind, though, is just stay ahead of your opponent at the end of your turn if you can, right? Obviously, don't overcommit, but being able to stay ahead of your opponent is going to allow you to get a counter on the Erendite. So at the end of your turn, if you have more points than your opponent, increase damage by 1 wherever this card is. So it doesn't matter if it's in our hand or our deck. You don't really want to see this in hand first round anyway, because it won't play for a lot. But you can imagine that if we can win round 1 on even, so the same amount of cards in our hand as the opponent. Then we can go into round 2, we can bleed all the way down to no cards while trying to thin down in our deck to pretty much no cards. And then we can go, you know, into round 3 with the echo back of this and the echo back of this, and maybe we top deck 1 card or whatever the case. And then we can go and take Compass properly, have Erendite at like 12, 15, 17 points if all goes well, and we just win the game because the opponent won't have that tempo in that short period of time to compete with what we've worked the entire match to establish. So pretty cool stuff here. Another little tech that I have here, Bearification, can work both ways. We could take this to maybe transform their scenario into a bear, which could be a pretty funny play. Otherwise, we could use it as a value play on our side of the playing field, turn a Megascope over, or turn something like a Mushy Truffle over. So, you know, that's pretty much it, guys. I have several games with the deck in Pro Rank for reference. Again, this is not going to be your meta deck. It's not necessarily a meme deck either. It's kind of somewhere in between, but I had some fun playing it. So if you're looking to give something like this a try, just good old classic point slam, Skellige, by all means, this is probably what you want to use. I'm pretty happy with the way this went. So that's pretty much it, guys. We'll see you soon with another video, and if you enjoy the content on the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, for now, let's get into the gameplay. Alright, so first up we got Nilfgaard Double Cross. This deck's gonna have a lot of bricks, so we gotta put them back first, right? So the stuff that auto summons, just be these two, I guess. Yeah. We want to stay ahead on turn end, so we have to take like heavy discards first, right? There we go. It's kind of a pain, but it is what it is. That's a really good Junned, if you think about it. It's probably one of the best Junneds we're going to get if we play this, so that's maybe something I'd look at taking here. And then we can afford to take a bit slower turn, like putting down the Greatsword before the Megascope. It's a Purify onto just the Assimilate engine, I guess. I feel inclined to try and snipe. I can hit once, because if we get this engine gone, it's a huge deal for us. There we go. It also keeps it out of a Joust range, because if they're playing Calvite, they probably have a Joust. And at 7 cards, we have 31 points already. Makes it kind of difficult for them to push, right? Nice, we take scopes here, we have room, space, time for Erendite. We're getting this at 4 already. The longer they play in, the better it is for us here. Junned, okay, off that, I see. It's not all bad. On the pass, we're still ahead. We have Lady of the Lake to help thin out Compass, which actually isn't too bad at this point. I think we'll play the half roof first, just because, you know, we don't need to overspend here. Compass. I just don't want to discard stuff like this. That could be horrible. Okay. Still keeps me ahead. Heat wave on the what now? A 6? Move top to the... Okay, I'm not going to do that just now, but we can definitely do this. There we go. Oh my gosh. That's kind of what you want to see, right? Got the one. We'll put the scope away. Erendite's worked so much so far. Everything's kind of the way it should be here. It's a 50-50 to get this. I think we still take it. We thinned out enough. Yeah, if we don't take Compass in this round, we're just fine. We just drag it on for Erendite.
Oh, how wonderful! You speak our tongue.
Realistically, we could play like 1, 2, just a couple things here.
True love could lift the curse, but who would love such a...
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone.
Hjalmar here probably before we do the click. Yeah. I'm putting something away. Maybe we don't want to see this again. On either side of the playing field. I don't think we go for 2-0 at all, just because I feel like they have so many good cards here, right? Top decking with Calvite makes a big difference. Just we can just play that. Brings me to 12. We take 1 leader charge. Keep Compass, or sorry, keep Erendite going. That's a good one. I don't think we can squeeze 9 points. I don't think they're playing anything crazy different, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Verification we could discard. But it wouldn't give me anything for Erendite, it would just give me a gold. They hit me with the taunt. If they pass, we just play and win. Yeah, you see? We get the 1, 2, and 3. That's not a bad draw, actually. We can go for Fukusha. Pretty much anything we need.
You stand before the Queen of Skellige.
What are the odds they have Squirrel? If they have 2 of these, 1 of these, I don't think they can fit something like Squirrel. Let's try it. There's no way, right? I want to see like, you know, Heat Wave, Terra Nova, like that kind of. Okay, we got Heat Wave, but like Terra Nova, you know, there. You have to yen the Informants. So Brathens, Vilg, Vigo, Junet. Oh, that's my Junet. This would be Terra Nova. Terra Nova and something else. I'm gonna take this because I feel like, you know, it's probably for the best. There's the Heat Wave. Okay, so it's Terra Nova. Hey, they rolled my Heat Wave off leader, that's right. Okay, easy mulligan here, right? We know that this is just the best. There.
A highly curious case.
That's a great sword.
I once lopped off 3 heads with one blow.
I think it's still this actually.
Best drown yourself in
You want to keep Arrow online. That's not a big deal.
Beat 'em forward. Let the hunt begin. You wanna pass, you gotta pay. Can't let you through elseways.
We'll take probably Fakusha into Junid to get rid of that. I think that's just so many points. Okay, and they play Amelia, it's even better. Good. Here.
a bit.
So, Fakusha, right?
Your descendants, my beloved. Sacrifices for Melusine.
Oh yeah, we got rid of our Junid. Whoops. Doesn't matter. I forgot about that. The same thing would just be like the Hjalmar into the, you know. Alright, so we got Blood Scent coming up here next. And every Vampires deck I've been seeing this season has Renfrey, so I'm expecting the same thing out of this one. 2 and 3, we have this, which is great. Can keep Compass for now. 2 great swords. Maybe we go with 1. That's a bit better. This can go for now. So Lady's bricked, but it's fine. I think we just drop a great sword and hope for the best. I don't know if they have Tote Prince. We'll find out. Sure. I need tempo.
Suppose, in the end,
Nice.
Nothing like some overseas plundering in springtime.
I don't really want to drop this.
Let's not get in the way of the axe.
It would be really cool to draw Hjalmar, because then I can chuck this away and maybe clip one of those.
We shall do it my way.
Nothing. I still think I'm going to take this and throw it.
Don't you pester me.
Still nothing.
What would you do?
At least I'm getting some value here. 20-point lead. I have just enough room to maybe take a Megascope here. Yeah, just enough room. There we go. That's a risk. There's no, like... They could have Squirrel to ruin the entire play. This is not a bad idea, but it's also risky. 18 points on 2 turns. They get 6 here, 7, 8. I don't think we play into that anymore. Just take the little extra boost on the Erendite and call it. At least if they try and bleed, we might have like some defense stuff. It just sucks that they might be able to get away with getting huge Regis value in round 3. But it might be worth a can be. Actually, yeah, we take an early Erendite in round 3, and then we try to go for the Canby on the Regis, and they would just lose. That's gotta be the best idea. Okay, so this goes. This goes. If I'm drawing 3, we're still good, you say? I think it's just Truffle then.
A beautiful pair of legs, please.
I've got 2 mulligans. That's good. Okay. That's what I want. Because we could scope this quite well. We can't take this, and obviously until we play this.
Best drown yourself with those damn nets.
If they use their leader, I'll take a Peller. And they don't know we have compass yet, right? That's first compass. They would assume that we do, but... kind of trades down for them, doesn't it? I do need to stay ahead though, so we have to actually play points. Like I can't just... can't play this. Can't play this. Can't play this. It could be a Hjalmar thing. Or we just dump a Pellar. I think Pellar gets better value overall. At least this is just removal. Run freeze gang.
A pleasure to greet you.
We'll hit one of them once. We take Junned here. Since we're probably going to kill off this, we'll just leave it on its own row and just click it later. But, yeah, Erudite's looking proper here. I think that's our Pellar.
Ye who wander on the gale, ye we summon, ye we call.
Now, it's probably a Heatwave on the Flutter. Yeah. Because they definitely don't play an early Regis. Now they probably think we have like Morkvarg or something. That's annoying. Maybe it's actually Erendites.
I will not let this become a second Sodom.
So that would be their rights. Let's see if we can hit this. I want to see if that's Renfree. Oh, that's literally what they pulled. It's a good thing we waited. I guess we take a copy of this. It sucks because I can't really play this. Because it's 2 50-50, right? I think now's the time, guys. We have to just try our best. Ready? If I hit it, I win it. If I don't, I lose. I'm getting nervous. Yes.
I do not mince words on principle.
We still lose. Unbelievable. Alright, so we got Overwhelming Hunger coming up here next. And if it's a meta breaker deck, I need the Defender Purified. I need to get that. I mean, we have all the stops here. And we get the point slams. Okay. Yeah. I don't think we need Junid this early. Or Diamond. It's kind of sketchy in round 1, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those decks. Sure. I kind of regret throwing away Junid. That would have been the perfect Junid. We just kill it. I guess we just take this in case they have Toad Prince. Yeah. I mean, we still have Junid for later, right? It's not a big deal. And then if they put down a cat beside it or whatever the case, then we have the Purify and we're still ahead in points. That's kind of the big deal. What's ranged for? Weavis? Or just because they decided to? They take the lock.
I do not mince words on principle.
I can dump on Neuro, which I actually don't mind. If I ruin their consistency, that's like half the battle. Okay, there's the cat. Yep.
Lost spirit devoid of name, depart now our veil of pain.
We've played this game before, many times. They'll get one. I guess they'll get the 2. They're gonna bring back Defender, Queen, and a 4. We'll leave it for now. It's kind of everything you want to see, right? Okay. Actually, Hjalmar could be so bad. Because if they go take, we only have the 3. Hjalmar's bricked. And this isn't really a temple play. Then again, they will drop a greatsword right away. I think we just keep it the way it is right here. We might be able to pound these out with... They're going to make room for it, I guess. Sure. Perfect. We get the roach out. I was thinking about that for a second. There's the tempo I'm looking for. Maybe it'll be a little bit more difficult for them to bleed and sit around. They could be trying to force it to get all 3 cats, and I think that would be a mistake. Pretty sure they want the defender in this matchup. Well, maybe not. They would want this too, I'm sure. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Cool. I need to hit it. We need to hit this badly. There we go. And then we got, this is doomed, so they can't replay it right away. This we can heat wave. I guess they didn't get the memo. The nerf this season. Now let's just try and maybe maintain card advantage. That, yeah, they're probably like, what? Here. Something like that, right? Now we have like inexpensive points. We can go put down Burna, we can go put down Halfru, we could take the Megascope, like all that sort of stuff, right? And Aaron Tight continues to grow and okay, we have space. I don't want to play this whole discard thing first because it might be an overcommitment. It's a lot of points. Kashi kinda sucks here for us, but I think we could still win without thinking about it. Yeah. We are up about 20 points. Well, about 30 points. Yeah, there we go. They might try and bring it all back again in round 3. It's possible, you know. The Oniro gone could make it so that the Alyssa into play is kind of awkward, but they probably have like a... Is it Wispus play an organic card? Okay. It's a lot of stuff we want to pull. Okay. We had him beat. Would have played the whole deck. Alright, so we got hand buff coming up here next. Let's put back the brick, and then I don't like having both of these, however one of them's fine. Fortunately for us, we have a lot of tempo. If they're not Ren-free, I think it's going to be more challenging for them to get points in round 1. But we'll find out pretty soon. I wonder if it's just the 1 or the 2. Okay. Percival's interesting. We could probably just deal with that. Do I bother? Yeah. absolute snipe. I was thinking about even going to use 3 if it meant we just win, because if we win round 1, we can kind of push out a lot of their leader, right? Alright, we take the Peller here. Yeah, they're just doing the whole harmony thing.
On the gale, ye we summon, ye we call.
Hand of Harmony is kind of interesting, though. It helps keep the engines alive, right? I guess they just don't have the follow-up. That's right. We'll, let's play around Igni. That's the thing with this deck. You start off strong, like, uncomfortable, you know? But then it kind of just works. Just get that out. Good, we draw a discard card finally, right? Kind of wish we hit that, but should just be fine. If we play it down, we can get rid of some of that carryover. Okay, so no Renfrey nonsense. This is like a real, you know, deck.
The soil is fertile with life.
Think I still... I don't want to take 3rd leader. It's kind of expensive. Anything here that we'd want to get rid of? Arguably this, but maybe we'll just wait and see what else they got. Here.
I fish breath. How dare you, foul swine?
That's important.
I could drown you in a single drop.
4 and then 3 plus 16 points. I feel like that could be a pretty good heat wave, because it triggers this too, which is annoying. But at the same time, we could save the heat wave because we're 2 cards up. It's probably for the best. Okay. Ring of Favor. So we did alright. They'll probably get out on this turn, but again, the last say is kind of what you just want to have in this matchup, so. Okay, orbs. Let's see what they play though. It's still going to be a decent play. If they're hand buff, I would expect Torque there, you know? We stay up for this. That puts them at a tie. Unbelievable. I think Squirrel goes. Okay. I guess we just, yeah.
I'll do what I can.
Let's try this one again. Elves, coming up next. They have tempo, we have tempo. They have control, we have control. Thinning, thinning, thinning. I don't think Peller does anything in this match. Here. Cheap points with half brews. Makes it harder for them to just dump scenario. Right? Because we can go 8, 8, discard, discard. You see what I mean?
Let us sing the song of steel. I can do a great deal more
We got to be careful and look for that temple pass at 7, I think.
Let's not get in the way of the arrows.
30 points. And then tons of points on the board.
May your sword and arm be one.
You stand before the Queen of Skellige.
Unbelievable.